Hello trainees, I'm Gregoire Ndashimye from the University of Rwanda College of Education. I'm also a facilitator in CPD DSL Diploma for Effective School Leadership. I welcome you to this session that introduces Unit 2 of Leading Change and covers its Section 1 of Change Processes. Leading Change. As you know, our module 3 is entitled Managing the School as an Organization. In the previous session, you focused on group dynamics, which has 3 sections: group and teams, groups and teams development, and roles in groups and teams. In this session, you are going to deal with leading changes, which is a part of your everyday professional activities. Before starting, I would like to give you a task. Make a list of all activities you do once you wanted to introduce a change in your school. Have you made the list? Keep it, and you are going to improve it as you explore the unit. At this stage, you can ask yourself what to be covered in this unit, right? Unit 2, Leading Change, is composed of 7 sections. The first one deals with the change processes. The second one, why change processes are difficult. The third section deals with types of changes. The fourth section gives the reason for change. The fifth section, the concern-based adoption model. The sixth section is dealing with resistance. And the last section of this unit focuses on the processes of change management. Learning outcomes. Dear trainee, as you know, each unit has its learning outcomes that must be achieved at the end. Some of them are worthwhile listing here. Number 1, to demonstrate an understanding of the concept and the processes of change. Number 2, to explain the school leader's role in guiding the school community throughout the change processes. Number 3, to identify the key stages in the change processes. Number 4, to apply the concern-based adoption model to change processes in the school, in the district. Number 5 is to consider the levels of changes and set conditions for their implementation. Number 6, and the last one, is to lead the change processes within your school, community, and the district. Dear trainees, from your experience and the knowledge acquired, you know that change is ever present in our society. For this reason, education should prepare children to thrive in a changing society. Education also should aim at producing persons who can fit and adapt themselves in all situations of life and be able to survive in all conditions. Another thing you have to know is that people usually don't welcome changes easily when change is a fact of life. It is essential, therefore, to notice that as educational leaders, you lead the processes of change management in your respective schools and district. Thus, in the next session, you will explore how change happens and how to manage change in your schools and the district. Dear trainee, you have been introduced to Unit 2, which is entitled Leading Change. The unit raised the question, what do you do when you need to introduce a change in your school and the district? I have no doubt that you gained some hints of the response. In the section, you have also focused on a section of the unit as well as the learning outcomes of the unit number 2. Our module is entitled Managing the School as an Organization. Section 1 is how change happens. Dear trainee, in the last session, you saw that changes prevail in our society and life. You saw also that education should prepare learners to live with these changes and fit in the ever-changing society. In this session, you are going to explore how change happens and how to manage it in your schools and district. To respond to the raised question, how changes happen, we are going to use two metaphors like an egg and like a flywheel. Reference is made to Collins Good to Great 2001 for the metaphor like an egg. Observe an egg. Day after day, it sits there. No one pays attention to that egg. Then one day, the shell cracks and out jumps a chicken. From the outside the person, the change always reads like an overnight sensation, as if the egg had suddenly and radically altered itself into a chicken. But while the outside the world was ignoring this seemingly dormant egg, the chicken within the egg was evolving, growing, developing, and changing. So, change is prepared, it is implemented, it develops, and it matures. The metaphor, like a flywheel, is also from Collins Good to Great 2001. Observe also a huge, heavy flywheel. The flywheel is at a standstill. To get it moving, you make tremendous effort to push with your strengths, and finally, you get the flywheel to edge forward. To keep pushing, and the flywheel begins to move a bit faster. You keep pushing steadily. With each turn, it moves faster, and then some points you break through. Then the momentum of the heavy wheel kicks on your favor. You are no longer pushing harder, but the flywheel is accelerating its momentum, building its speed, and it increases. Now let us look at section number 2 on why change processes are difficult. Why change processes are difficult? Can you imagine why? The next drawing is illustrating why change processes are difficult. People often think that change happens in a linear way, in which you set the aims, devise an action plan, and then go and implement each step as planned. To the contrary, change does not happen in a linear way. What is known is that people who must implement the change often have little involvement in the plan, and their views are often not considered. They can also get stuck at certain stages. So, engaging educational leaders in many unconnected changes will leave them with a feeling of not being valued. In order to succeed in changing things, you have to know that there are ups and downs, that the change looks like a zigzag line. You have to stay focused and invest your own effort. Dear trainee, we are now at the end of our session. Next time, we will explore the types of changes. Thank you for your attention. Ciao, ciao.